It's Week 18 of the NFL. All eyes are on Jamar Chase. He's in the top tier of the league, 5th in receiving yards so far this season. It's the Bengals and the Steelers, next on Madden Football.
We are pleased as always. Here's the Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going. And we are underway from Brooklyn. This will be fielded inside the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost. Yeah. How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. On play action, they'll throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Curtis. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Fielded at the 20. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd down, another run with Taylor. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him. Bring it up 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And the division title, that's out of reach. We know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
Barton is not out of the question, especially with the 7 seeds that they have now in the playoffs. If you do win and the other wild card teams win in the first round, you could find yourself with a home game in the divisional round. Now, we know that's not likely, but it's not out of the question. Bottom line, you have to win to put yourself in that position.
First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
The Steelers are 12-4 now on the year, and they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
They go play action here on first down.
Going right back to Knox, and again a completion.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down.
Whenever you call on the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice. Is really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. The ball popped in the air and intercepted.
And the Bengals are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The Bengals getting set to go. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Second and 9 now. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A very solid gain of 27. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
On the jet sweep, it's Robinson.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And this This is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. They'll set up to throw. This one complete to Scott Miller. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
One of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Another good run there. He's been good all season long. I don't know if he's going to win that MVP award, but just to be in the discussion, obviously that means he's had a great run.
The raw numbers put him in the discussion. Can he carry his team to enough victories? Can he put him in a spot where we say to ourselves, well, an MVP carries his team to the playoffs. That's what he's going to need in order to get that award.
He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 36. They'll look to throw. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
A little football one-on-one there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Nothing after one on EA Sports. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Again, it's Taylor.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
This is up and good from Pinheiro. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just a field goal.
I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tough, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point seeding.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. They'll drop to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. Out of the gun now on third down. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble. And now fourth down.
That one first took off because in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his fourth down call.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they can very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
These two teams, you may recall, they didn't play each other till late in the year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 13. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
They'll drop this down to Taylor.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. 2nd and 2. Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
On third down, here's Taylor. On the move past the 40.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown!
Jonathan Taylor with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have moved out in front.
Third down, as a defender, all you're thinking about is getting off the field. How do you stop this last play? But if you don't wrap up when you tackle and you play it back like this, all of a sudden he's taking it to the house, and now you're looking at each other wondering, what did we do wrong on that play?
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. That time a 6-play drive.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Here's Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
With no running back that's in the backfield to help pass protect. All the receivers in their patterns. These are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They run with Taylor. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
They'll set up a throw. Caught on the slant.
And the Steelers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Taylor is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Here's Taylor again. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
They push forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the 2nd quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6.
They turn to Taylor on 4th. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Steelers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Ben Euro now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. This offense hoping to do better than last drive. Remember, they had the fumble that set up the short field, and then they gave up the touchdown, CD.
And so many people talk about how you have to have a short memory after you make a mistake in the NFL. I don't totally subscribe to that, partner. I think that you have to remember what you did and figure out how to not do it again. Get out there and execute the next time out. Avoid those errors and get some momentum built back up for your offense.
On 2nd down, it's Curtis. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon, standing right on his own 5-yard line. A fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They're going to look to throw. To the right side, complete to Miller. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest. To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On third down, Curtis. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 25 yards that time.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive linemen. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. He'll look to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. He'll get it inside the 20. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
That last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number. And he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points there, and they'll continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Fields it right around the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bengals going to take over late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll look to throw now on first down. This one completes Alec Pierce. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast.
And we get it, no time to waste. Playoffs starting next week. We skip right over halftime and get back to the action.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. On second down, it's Taylor. Powers through him.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Good start running against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. Room here to run.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 140 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now back to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Oh, he's going to go for it all.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Preston Williams,
his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Steelers take a 3-touchdown lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC.
Well, here we sit, Week 17. Just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
On the draw is Taylor.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. That's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
This is up and good from Pinheiro.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover, started a great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm. Backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Cincinnati set to take over once again. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside. Now that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
And he's got Pierce. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's going to be stopped at about the 37.
Now we're going to get a timeout here for an injured player, and that's Jamar Chase, who is in some obvious discomfort right now. Well, Week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll set up to throw. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though. Huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Back to throw here.
And, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, but 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates.
He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called, because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays, nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Williams. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Now Austin. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they were able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. They're just looking to do more of the same. They were good in the first half. They've extended their lead so far here in the second half. I don't know, they're just looking good on hitting on all cylinders right now.
And sometimes that means a head coach who really has a finger on the pulse of the team may not have anything to say at all. May tell the rest of the coaches, just back it off a little bit. This team has it under control. I remember hearing about Bob Knight years ago in basketball, getting ready to give the final speech before the gold medal game in '84. And on the board, Michael Jordan had written, "Coach, after all we've been through, there's no way we're losing tonight." He didn't even give a pregame speech.
Wow, interesting. Well, right now, no speech is needed.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt it in, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside. And they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. On second down now, it's Curtis. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play, but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere, but the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there. Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Steeler offense set to regain possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. Well, so much for that possession.
Yeah, I think he tried to do a little too much there, partner. He tried to keep it himself. Ended up getting buried in the backfield, and that brings up 4th down.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now a fair catch called for and made right on the 45-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. And out now, here come the Bengals.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Here's a 2nd and 7. He finds his man complete. That's Curtis. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Well, granted, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
first down. He'll drop to throw.
He's got this complete to Robinson.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. It's Curtis. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. This offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. This will wind up a loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
To me, this is a case of if you're not getting the ball, you've got to do your job and block for the guy who is, because there really wasn't much there. And, boy, the defense took advantage with that loss.
And the defense, they were just locked in there on 3rd. They had more guys than they could block. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a Bengals score. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And the Steelers set to take the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs to keep up with your theme there, playing keep.
Fighting through, and he's got space. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 172 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, Jonathan Taylor, like most guys from Wisconsin, he's not one to shy away from contact. He proved it right there.
Yeah, in this part of the game, the 4th quarter, this is where a running back really has a chance to shine. This is what they've been training for, to take over the game down the stretch. The defense, it's been battered all game long. And here, this is just a case of a runner imposing his will and deciding he didn't want to be tackled right there.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact of the next-gen stats.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock. And this is 2nd and less than a yard. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Now we give to Taylor. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
They run once more with Taylor.
And some room to maneuver. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be second down. Back to throw. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Tim Patrick from 13 yards out. And the Steelers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth-quarter advantage. I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up first downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Fields it right around the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Chase Young picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will have the football deep in enemy territory all the way at the 10-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or 2 about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with career touchdown number 75. And the Steelers are on their way to a 13th win on the year as they add on to their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. What a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Bengals offense returns to the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again.
That's complete to Pierce. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely. No matter what angle you're making a tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Across the formation, he hits Austin. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll look to throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's Curtis.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. And this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. I hope he's okay. And we'll step aside and be right back.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Try it here. He's back to throw. And that is caught. Now they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. That one in the books as a 12-play drive.
And it was finished up by a touchdown catch from Wan'Dale Robinson.
And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort, at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here.
And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
It certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. 233 yards rushing for now in the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field, but his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends. And understand